Who are you? And what are you? Go again!
Elemental was recently released at the cinemas, and fans are transported to a world where the elements have their own personalities. From fiery Ember to watery Wade, and where the very essence of nature intertwines with the joys and struggles of life. But did you know that there were a bunch of amazing scenes from Elemental that didn't make it into the final movie? Yeah, you heard that right. From character designs to heartwarming moments, we've got it all here for you. So grab your popcorn and let's dive into all the deleted scenes revealed from Elemental.
Coming, and you just got to be my date, 'cause check it out. I'm all grown up.
Our first deleted scene would have added a whole new dimension to Elemental's world. You see, where Ember's mother may have said that the elements don't mix, the film creators had a more profound vision of harmony among the elements. In one of Elemental's concept arts, we see a water man and an air woman deeply in love, forming a unique bond that transcends their elemental differences. But that's not all. Look at their adorable children, a water girl and an air boy. Their union beautifully combines the qualities of water and air, creating something truly magical. But that's not the only delightful family dynamic envisioned by the film's creators. There was yet another stunning concept art featuring a water man and an earth woman as a couple. Together, they create a family with children embodying both elements, a blend of water and earth. Just imagine how Elemental could have expanded its narrative to explore these captivating relationships further. It would have been a celebration of diversity, highlighting that love can bridge the gaps between elements and bring people together, no matter their differences. Unfortunately, due to the constraints of time and the need to keep the focus on Ember and Wade's journey, these scenes ended up on the cutting room floor. But hey, we still have to admire the breathtaking concept art and imagine the remarkable stories these relationships would have brought to the Elemental universe.
Milk and apple slices?
You're on fire!
Is it lunch?
Wow, that was amazing!
Now, let's take a closer look at Ember, the fiery and spirited protagonist of Elemental. Did you know that she underwent several design iterations during the film's 7-year production period? That's right, 7 years of dedication and creativity from the talented team at Pixar to bring her character to life in the best possible way. In the early stages, Ember's face was envisioned to be narrower and larger, with rounder eyes. The artists explored different expressions and facial features to find the perfect representation of her fiery personality. But as they continued to refine her appearance, they realized that the initial design made her look a bit too intense, and maybe even a little too intimidating. After all, Ember is meant to be her lovable and relatable heroine, so they took a step back and made some adjustments. Ember's face was given a more rounder shape, and her eyes were given a slanted look, which brought out her endearing and playful side. This transformation made her feel more relatable and easier for the audience to connect with. Additionally, during the design process, there was some debate about what Ember should wear. Some early concepts showed her in a top and shorts, which emphasized her lively and agile nature. But in the end, they decided to go with the iconic dress we see her wear in the final film. Creating a character like Ember is no small feat, and it's amazing to witness the amount of care and thought that goes into every aspect of her design. From her appearance to her expressions, every detail is meticulously considered. The team experimented with various emotions and expressions, ensuring that Ember's face could convey a wide range of feelings throughout the film. In the end, the chosen design perfectly captures Ember's fiery spirit, her sense of wonder, and her vulnerability.
Pipe squished me all out of shape.
Dang.
That's better.
Brace yourselves, Elemental fans, because we're about to uncover the original and utterly enchanting cinema scene that was initially planned for our favorite Elemental couple, Wade and Ember. The cinema scene in the original film is undeniably heartwarming, but get ready to be blown away by the depth of the original concept. Picture this: Wade, our charming, water-based hero, waiting eagerly in front of the cinema, holding a massive bouquet of flowers for Ember. But that's not all. Instead of simply watching a movie, the original scene took them on a whimsical journey through the park. They strolled hand in hand, conversing and laughing as they got to know each other better. But it gets even better. Wade and Ember climbed trees together, playfully enjoying each other's company until the early hours of the morning. This scene would have truly captured the essence of young love, filled with genuine moments of connection and pure delight. The creative minds behind Elemental aimed to present Wade and Ember's relationship as more than just a fairy tale romance. They wanted to portray it as a genuine connection between two souls, exploring the magic that comes from understanding and accepting each other's differences. However, as production progressed, the team faced some tough decisions, and they ultimately chose to simplify the cinema scene. They wanted to ensure that the core message of Elemental remained at the forefront and that the film maintained its pacing and emotional depth.
Sorry, but it'd take an act of God to get me across that bridge.
An act of God or an act of God?
Now, let's look into the intricacies of Wade's character design, which proved to be one of the most challenging and fascinating aspects of creating Elemental. As the embodiment of water, the team faced the unique task of making Wade truly resemble water itself, not just a wet or translucent figure. In the early stages, the artists explored various ideas, with some concepts portraying Wade with a wetter appearance, constantly dripping like water. They experimented with different shapes and styles to find the perfect balance between the human form and the fluidity of water. But the real challenge was making sure Wade didn't look like glass, which is also transparent. The team wanted him to truly embody the essence of water, complete with reflections and refractions like real water would have had. So, the animators dived deep into the world of physics, studying how light interacts with water and how water bends and moves. This level of attention to detail is what set Pixar's animations apart and makes their characters come to life in such a magical way. Among the various design concepts, there was even one with Wade having a more prominent and differently colored white part, resembling curly hair. It was a creative idea that explored a different side of his character. However, as the design evolved, the team decided to go with a more streamlined look. The final version features a small tuft of hair, a more rounded face, and expressive eyes that capture Wade's adventurous and curious spirit.
You're so hot.
Excuse me?
No, I mean like you're smoking. No, I didn't mean it like that.
Are you done yet?
Yes, please.
If you watched the trailers for Elemental, you might have noticed a stark difference between how they met in the preview and what actually unfolded in the film. In the trailer, we catch a glimpse of Wade and Ember meeting on a train. It all starts when Ember's earphones accidentally fall and Wade picks them up for her. As he stands them back, a tiny droplet of water from his hands falls into Ember's palm, and she feels a subtle tingling sensation. The two then share a brief intrigued glance, a seemingly ordinary yet magical meeting, right? But hold on, because in the film, the actual encounter takes an entirely different turn. In the film, Wade and Ember's fateful meeting happens in the basement of a store during an unexpected small flood. Yeah, you heard that right. Wade literally comes through the pipe as if summoned by the whims of fate and appears before Ember. As the water begins to recede, Ember finds herself face to face with this water-based entity. There's a mix of surprise, curiosity, and a hint of that magical connection they share. The change in the meeting location shows how Disney Pixar consider multiple ways to introduce our beloved characters. Eventually, they chose the basement encounter as it added a sense of wonder and mystery to their first meeting.
Why do they even have these?
Who knows?
Now let's dive into an intriguing topic that has piqued the curiosity of many Elemental fans: the possibility of Wade and Ember having children. It's a question that has crossed everyone's mind while watching the film. How would their unique Elemental relationship impact their offspring? In one stunning artwork, we see Wade and Ember's children who resemble people made of air, but with vapor-like quality, akin to water in its boiling state. It's the perfect fusion of water and fire, representing the elemental harmony of their love. While it's not entirely clear whether this concept came from someone within Pixar's creative team or it was just a brainchild of a fan, however, the film's writer revealed that they had initially planned to include a post-credit scene showcasing the couple's children. However, due to concerns about the movie's success and not wanting to disappoint fans, they decided not to produce it. And there you have it, all the deleted and modified scenes from this fantastic film, Elemental. Let me know in the comments if you've ever watched the movie and which scene you wish made it into the final cut. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exclusive content.
The pipe squished me all out of shape.
Dang.
That's better.
Oh.